Doctor, we want to fire up the barbecue. We want to be outside, weather permitting. We want to be able to be out there and officially kick off summer. Things are obviously not going to be that way. We know that. But what is your recommendation for people that want to celebrate? What's some good ideas, bad ideas about this weekend?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it's actually going to be not too good weather, so people will remain indoors and maybe not congregate, because, again, I don't want people to congregate indoors either. You know, once we have now started to open up, it has all become about personal risk and risk mitigation and risk first benefit and taking those things into account whenever you think about doing anything. We have to continue to talk about and endorse the pillars of this new public health era, where we talk about individual responsibility. Really understand who is in your bubble and who you are going to be with. We know the virus is still out there. We just talked about the cases in Kansas City. Although they're low, the virus is still out there. There still are infections going on. As you have more contact with people, you have a higher risk. So certainly anything you can do to mitigate that risk is going to be important. Maintaining activities outdoors if you can. Not congregating with a lot of people. Maintaining physical distance when you can. 6 or 8 or 10 feet is better. Washing your hands frequently, wearing a mask when you're around other people. You know, there's been controversy about masks because people say, I'm not going to wear a mask unless I'm sick. Well, unfortunately, with this virus, you don't always know when you're sick, because you can certainly spread the virus at least 1 to 2 days, if not even more days, before you have any symptoms at all. And so it's important to protect other people that you are around. Not touching your face as well. Those are all very important things to do, and everybody wants to have fun. Go out, cook, be with friends, have good times. It's just right now we have to continue to take those things into account and be responsible, so that in the near future we can certainly open up more and continue to do those things.
Okay, doctor, this is a selfish question for myself as well, but I know a lot of people are thinking about this. Traveling, if you're avoiding the airports and you're thinking, I'm going to hop in my car, we're going to drive a couple hours, we're going to get an Airbnb, we'll be careful at the gas stations along the way, we're going to try to stay away from people, cook our own food. Can you travel safely right now? Is it okay to travel if you really are careful with your interactions and stuff like that?
Yeah, certainly car travel is probably a little bit safer than, say, airplane or train travel. You just have a little bit more control over your interactions and where you're at. With car travel, if you are just driving a few hours away, you may stop for gas, you may not. You can certainly control that, you know, getting out of the car to get your gas. You can do alcohol gel. After getting the gas, you can do alcohol gel. If you're just going then to a destination, you can certainly, again, mitigate the risk and make things safe. If you're going to an Airbnb, most likely these places or hotels will probably be cleaned, but you're always welcome to bring your own cleaner and spray down the surfaces and do things of that nature. If you're just staying with your own bubble or your own household, you can certainly make it to be more safe than if you weren't doing some of the things that we just talked about.
All right, so doctor, one more question for you this morning about moving forward, more people being out and doing different things and being around. We know that it's not exactly a quick way to discover when cases come up, that it's a few days before you know when cases take effect, that kind of thing. But right now, what would be a bigger surprise to you a few days after Memorial Day? If there's a spike in cases or if there's not, what would surprise you more?
You know, it certainly surprised me more just being out around the city this weekend. It would certainly surprise me more if there are not, if we don't see a spike in cases, say 7 or 10 days after Memorial Day, just because, again, of the nature, just people wanting to get back out and to socialize. You know, again, if the weather's bad, certainly it's going to play a part as well. Some of those get-togethers may be canceled. Would certainly recommend not doing the get-togethers indoors, where you have an even smaller confined space and maybe sharing high-touch surfaces and things of that nature. That could certainly lend to spreading the disease more, but it would certainly surprise me more if we did not see a spike in cases in 7 to 10 days. And I would love that, but that's kind of what we are preparing for and being ready for.
All right, Dr. Hawkinson, we appreciate your time this morning. He's hoping for bad weather this Memorial Day weekend. Let's check in with Lindsay Amerson with the answer to that and see just how bad it's going to be.
Can't go to the pool anyway.
Can't go to the pool anyway, that's right. Lindsay, is he going to have his wish granted this weekend?
Well,